All right. So point slope form. We're going to review a couple of the facts that we learned last time, refresh our memory with that, and then we're going to look at a few new things, okay? So to start off with, let's all read this situation, okay? It says, Leo knows that the slope of a line is -4, and the line passes through the point -718. Okay, so he knows the point, a point, and the slope, -4. Without doing any calculations, can Leo easily write an equation for the line in slope-intercept form? Why or why not? Record your thoughts in the bubble to the right. Okay, so the thing we got to pay attention to is he wants to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Is that possible with the information he has? And the information he has is the slope and a point. He has that information and he wants to write it in slope-intercept form. So before we get into answering it, why don't we write down what slope-intercept form is? Anyone recall slope-intercept form? Yeah. Y equals mx plus b. So slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. And would you agree that he has one of the pieces he needs for it, right? He has a slope. He has a slope already. Does he have the other piece, which is whatever b is? Is that one of his known pieces of information? No. He has a point, but it's not the point we want. It's not the y-intercept exactly. We're looking for a y-intercept. He doesn't have that. So bottom line, can Leo answer the question with the information he has, with the information given? Can he write this equation in slope-intercept form? Yes or no? I would say no. Well, he can. Eventually, we will actually be able to do that. So we're going to say no, not right now. Or how about not with the information given? He needs, what is it that he needs that he doesn't have? He needs a y-intercept. And he doesn't have it at this point. Okay? So and that's basically why point slope came about. Because when you don't have the y-intercept right away, eventually it'd be nice to have it and we'll learn how to get there. But when all you know is a point and a slope, this is what you use. Okay? So point slope form. It's another formula for the equation of a line, as we saw before, which is easily written when you know slope and a point. Because that's exactly what we have here. Zoom in a little more. Here's our slope, of course. So in that equation, in our lovely equation, this is the slope, the m. And then we have x1 and y1. You guys recall what x1 is? What part of that point? Yeah, it's the x coordinate of that point. So this is the x coordinate. I'm gonna have to trying to fit it in there. X coordinate, which makes y1 the y coordinate. So we got an x coordinate and a y coordinate. And really that's all the pieces we need. So this first part's going to be maybe a little review. We're going to write equations in point slope form. So we actually want them in that point slope format. And we're given a point, we're given the slope. Okay? So why don't we write them down? So we're given a point A3. Consider this your x1 and your y1. So help me write that equation. It's going to be y. Then we have minus or negative 3. Just minus 3 is fine. 1/4 x minus 8. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and write this one. Again, this is x1 and y1. So this is going to be y minus 12 negative 2 x. Well, it's going to be x minus negative 6, which is plus 6. Okay, so go ahead and try the third one. Write the third equation in point slope. Give it a try. Hopefully this is what you're writing. Y plus 11 equals 5/2 parentheses x plus 2. Okay, you guys ready for the next one? Yes. Let's finish this. Okay, we're all right. So we're gonna show the step. Y take away 0 equals 9 parentheses x minus 1. Okay. So hopefully after doing all 4 of these, I want you to explain how your equation equations were affected by the sign of the ordered pair, positive or negative. So the sign of the ordered pair, look at here, here we had 8, 3, here we had negative 6, 12. Yes?
And if you fix it by, like, if you compare them both, if it's for example, the first one, it's 8 and 3, right? And now they're negative, so you kind of have to flip their sign.
You got to flip the sign. So maybe you want to flip the sign. You could say it that way, or you have to. What's another way of saying flip the sign? Keep change opposite. Has to do with that, especially the opposite part. So you could say you flip the sign. You want the opposite sign, something along those lines. So in your own words, write down how the signs are affected on the ordered pair. Okay? Something we got to keep in mind. Because for the next part, what I want us to do is, here's 3 equations. They're all in point-slope form. Let's extract, pull out the slope and the point. Okay? So let's do the first one together. I'll let you do the other 2. What's the slope in this particular equation? Okay, that's negative 7. It's right there, obviously. And then we want three and 2 in that order. 3, 2. Notice they're minus 3, minus 2, but when we pull out the actual coordinates, they're positive 3, positive 2. Okay, so go ahead and do the other 2. Do 7 and 8. Okay.
Did we skip number 5?
Oh no, I just had you write it on your own. In your own words, something to the effect of, you flip the signs, you take the opposite signs. So in your own words, write down what you want there. Okay, so on this one, we've got 9/4, and the ordered pair is 3, negative 8. For number 8, we've got negative 2/3, and the signs are, or the ordered pair is negative 9, negative 6. Okay. All right. So on the last one we're going to do here, and then we're going to look at a couple of graphs and how to write equations from graphs. It says a graph line has the equation y plus 1 equals 8 parentheses x minus 2. Camden and Drew agree that the slope is negative 8. The point 2 negative, Camden thinks that the line passes through negative 2, 1, while Drew thinks that it passes through 2, negative 1. So negative 2, 1 is what Camden thinks, and Drew thinks it's 2, negative 1. Who's correct? Drew. Drew got it going on. Do we all think Drew's right? So Drew is correct. Because Camden did not flip I've never come across anyone named Camden, to be honest.
I don't think they don't like his name.
Now. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So the last thing we're going to do, and this will go quick, we're going to look at 3 graphs, and we're going to come up with the equation of the line. Okay? So you guys ready? Let's take a look. So it says, what is the equation of the line in point slope form? So right above here, let's all write down point slope form. Hold on, we got a waiting list here. So write this down, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Write this down. All right, guys. So we need 2 pieces of information. We have a point. They've highlighted a point that we want to use. And we need a slope. We'll get there. So the first thing, let's figure out that point. What are the coordinates to this point? 2, 8. Okay. Now for the slope, how shall we find the slope? You guys want to use rise over run? And since we got the graph, I would agree. The only thing we got to be careful with is finding a good point. I'd say probably right there. Okay. I know that it didn't come out perfectly, but I think that's a good point. So let's see. If we're going down and across, how much do we drop? We go from 8 to 2. So negative 6 over 1. Simplify that to negative 6. So we got a point now. We got the slope. Let's write the equation. It's 5? Oh. So, sorry. I miscounted myself. So let's make it negative 5. Okay. Okay. So let's figure out the next one. All right, guys. So what are some issues with the next one? It's in the hundreds. So the coordinates are definitely going to be much different. So what are the coordinates for our point? Negative 8. Negative 800.
It says y negative and x negative, but one is negative, one is positive.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay. All right, guys.
700.
And 700. Positive 700. Okay. So let's just put in the points and the slope. So let's figure out the slope next. Find the slope, guys. Let's find another point to use for the slope. Okay. So we're going to go down and to the right. How many do we go down? Well, we go down two of these steps, right? So we're going down how much, though? Hmm? Yeah, I'm just trying to space it out a little bit. We'll be fine. So negative 200, and how much do we go across? 600 for this one. I'm using, so this would be negative 200 over 600. If you use that one, yeah. So either way, using your points, if some of you use this other point, or mine, it simplifies down to negative 1 over 3. So now just plug everything in. Just plug it in, we'll simplify it later. So what that means is just put in the numbers. So we're going to put in 700 here, negative 1/3 here, and here I'm going to put negative 800. Okay, so just put in the numbers as is. Y minus 700 equals negative 1/3, parentheses, x minus negative 800. Let's fix that because obviously it's going to switch to positive. Y minus 700 is negative 1/3, x plus 800. Okay. Now, on today's assignment though, guys, on your assignment in IXL, this is what you're going to enter. Okay? That's why I'm having you write it this way. So this is the way you would enter it into IXL. So try the last one. Let's start with the coordinates. What's the ordered pair for that point? Negative 8, negative 1. And let's find the slope. I'll pick that one. Okay, what's the slope for this one? 1 over 3. Okay. So if we're picking these coordinates, let's go ahead and write those numbers in. Well, before we get there, how would it be entered initially? Y minus negative 1. I'll just put parentheses around that, equals 1/3 x. And then this is what you would enter into IXL. But of course, because we know better, we're going to simplify that. Actually, no. Nope, you'll see. Oh, you do put the double negatives. Okay, everyone has to go. I mean, we'll wait. We'll get there. Okay. You okay? All right. Okay. All right. So this is the assignment.